Hi, my name's Seth. You're watching the NBA News Show, and let's get right into it. Okay, so first, 2 days ago, or one day ago, there was a massive, huge trade between the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm sure a lot of you know of this. It ended up being Kyrie Irving got traded to Boston, Isaiah Thomas traded to Cleveland, Jay Crowder traded to Cleveland, Ante Zizic traded to Cleveland as well, including Boston's next year's pick. And how does this affect the NBA? Well, we'll see. How will this affect the East? Well, it affects the East, sort of big because these two teams were on the rise. And this trade could do one of two things. It could, one, stay the same and make the teams greater. Kyrie has a lot on his chest right now, so I think he'll explode for the Celtics. And Isaiah Thomas, I think he'll explode for the Cavs. So they could launch their teams even farther, or they could mess up each other's team playing styles, and it could leave room for some teams in the East to get better and climb up those standings a little bit. So you really never know with this type of trade. Part of the trade was Jay Crowder to Cleveland. Will he play better? Personally, I think so. He has a lot of offensive and defensive skill. He shined with the Celtics, but the only problem there was when they signed Gordon Hayward, he didn't like it. He did not like it. And his playing style would have gone down a bunch if he was playing with Gordon. How does this help Cleveland? In my personal opinion, it boosts their energy on offensive end, but I think it helps them more defensively with more rebounds, more blocks, more steals. He is honestly one of the best defensive players in the league, and I know Cleveland has a lot of good offensive skill, just like they have defensive skill, but I think that they've gotten really better defensively from this trade. Helps the Celtics locker room. It really does. There were reports coming out that people did not appreciate Jay Crowder's thoughts and on the team and on the court. He just wasn't. They didn't ever bond. He didn't bond with any of the guys on the court. Maybe on TV, yeah, but we don't see this stuff off TV, and some of the Celtics players didn't like him. Another part of the trade, Ante Zizic, I think I'm saying this right, hopefully, sorry if I'm not, but he does help the Cavs defensively. Rebounding is a big thing with the Cavs. He will definitely help them with that blocking, and I think he can shoot. I don't know that much about him, but I think he can shoot too, which will really help them offensively. Will he get much playing time? Personally, I don't think so. Because they got Kevin Love, they've got Tristan Thompson, they've got some Walter off the bench, Walter Turvez, I think. But they've got other bigs on the bench, so I don't know how he's going to fit into their rotation. Will they keep him? I can see them waiving him. He's a rookie, so you never know, but I just don't see them keeping him because Celtics got him because they needed that power, because Al Horford needed help, and the Celtics fans fell in love with him, and then now he's gone. He's not really wanted that much in Cleveland. They could keep him easily, you know what I mean? You never know, but, yeah. Another part of the trade, the pick. Will the Cavs keep the pick? And that is a big thing. Not because the pick is unwanted and they don't need another superstar, or a young superstar. It's because they can trade the pick for someone good. Maybe not Chris Paul or James Harden, but they can definitely get some good things off of that pick for trade. You never know what they're going to do with the pick. I've seen teams trade big picks, like when Celtics traded their pick, which would later turn into Markelle Fultz. So you never know. They could trade the pick for more picks. They could trade the picks for a superstar. You really never know. Would this save the Cavs from LeBron's leave? I think it would. And I think that they're going to rather draft Michael Porter Jr., which is right here in the middle, or LiAngelo Ball, which is on the top right corner. Sharif O'Neal, I just don't see it. But the three guys that I picked were saw in some reports of the guys that Cleveland would be targeting if they had to pick. So Michael Porter Jr., he has sort of the same style as LeBron. They're both small forwards. So I think that him and Isaiah Thomas would play amazingly together, him and Michael Porter. So I think if I were the Cleveland's GM, I would keep the pick, and if LeBron leaves, whatever, and then draft Michael Porter if he's on the clock. Who would they draft? Through 1 to 5? Any of these three guys, I think, or some other guys. But I think if the pick was from 1 to 5, one of these three guys will be picked. Will the Celtics regret trading the pick? I think they definitely will, because they had so much stuff against the other teams in the league. Sure, so say they go to the finals, or say they go to the Eastern Conference Finals. They lose. So what? Next year they're just going to be getting better by drafting a guy with their big pick. And they don't have that advantage anymore. They can't say, oh, well, we don't care because we have a good pick next year. Nope. And, I don't know who they draft because they already have Al Horford. They probably would have drafted Sharif O'Neal because they already have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown at small forward / power forward. That's who Michael Porter is. So having three really good small forwards is not the best plan. And I personally think that them drafting Jason Tatum was a good and bad thing because they already have Jaylen Brown as a superstar. And both of them want to play small forward. The Boston Celtics, the last side of the day, are they unloyal? I personally think they are. I think this is a low-down, terrible move by them, and they should apologize to Isaiah. It's a business, correct, but Isaiah brought basketball back to Boston. He is the one that got the fans interested. Without Isaiah, the Celtics would be nothing right now, honestly. He played for them on the day his sister died. That is dedication to a team right there. And that's something that you can't get in Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's a good player, yeah, but Isaiah had the heart and soul of a Celtic. He loved being a Celtic. He was a definition of being a Celtic. And the fact that they just traded him off like that was terrible. Players lost trust in Isaiah. Yep, there were big reports that a reason why the Celtics traded him and the reason why teammates were okay with it is because they didn't see him as being a leader. His hip injury was scary. That could turn into a Derrick Rose situation where he keeps on getting injured. Because once you have one injury, it could lead to a bunch. And Celtics didn't know about that. They didn't want that to happen. And players lost trust in him. He was a strong leader, but once you have him on your team, he's not a guy that's like, oh, we're going to the finals, guys. We're automatically going. When LeBron joins your team, you know you're going to the finals. When Isaiah, you're not really sure what he's going to lead you to. I think Isaiah will explode in Cleveland. I think him and LeBron will work together than Kyrie and LeBron did just because of Isaiah's playing style and his heart and soul, Isaiah, I think, will be the reason if LeBron, say LeBron does decide to stay in Cleveland, I think Isaiah will be the thing for that. Because Kyrie and LeBron didn't have the best relationship, and I think Isaiah and LeBron will, because Isaiah and LeBron were best friends even before the trade. They had mad respect for each other, and they still do. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry I sound this way. I'm very, very sick. I was debating on whether I wanted to put this video out because I am sick. But this trade was just huge, and I needed to make a video on it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you in the next video.